cannot describe how excited I am for this package that came in the mail last night. I have been waiting at the edge of my seat for the new Dior Backstage Rosy Glow blushes for the new shades to launch. And so the second they were on the Dior website, snagged them up. They just arrived. They are also available on Sephora if you're interested in picking those up. I will have both of the retailers linked down below. The reason why I like to order from Dior is because it comes in a nice snazzy box, and then there's also codes for gifts and whatnot, but I like to get the luxury experience with Dior whenever I can because that does not come very often. So I do recommend purchasing from the Dior website to get the fancy packaging, but you could also pick it up from Sephora. So it got all 4 of the new shades. They also have the iconic pink and coral, which are supposedly reformulated because I think the big complaint is that the color doesn't really transfer and it gets hard panned really easily, which I don't disagree with, but I'm still able to get nice color with these blushes. I did not purchase the reformulations of these. I felt like I just didn't need to, but I did purchase all 4 of the new shades. So each of these are going to be $40 each, which is really pricey for a small little blush, but I, despite the complaints about the formula, have been a big fan of these blushes since they came out years ago. In the last year or 2, they were pretty hard to get a hold of because they went trending on TikTok, and I'm gonna be that annoying person that says this, but I liked these first. I liked these before they went viral. I often do jump on the bandwagon with these makeup trends, but this is one of the few times where, like, I've known about these. But you know what? I was reading about these online and I totally forgot that one of the claims of this formula is that they are infused with color reviver technology, so it reacts to the skin's moisture level upon application to deliver a customized rosy effect. I don't really believe that's true, but they still do say that. So let's take a look at all of the new formulas. I do believe at select Sephora's you can check these out in store. They are going to come in this box right here that I am trying to show you, but I'm dropping everywhere. So it says Dior Rosy Glow Color Reviving Powder Blush with a natural, healthy glow effect and the amount of product. And then here is the back as well. So each of the blushes are going to be made in France with a 12-month shelf life. So before I show you the new colors, I'm going to quickly swatch the OGs that have been in stores for the last few years. So here is the underappreciated coral, which I think gorgeous. I've had this for a bit, and honestly, by all rights, this should technically be expired, but it's fine. It's a powder if it's well taken care of. So this is coral. I just want these popular shades to be at the top so you can see how they compare with the new shades. And then we have the pink. Now the pink can be hard for swatching. Look, not great with swatches, so I'm gonna build it up. This blush single-handedly started the cool-toned blue baby pink that is very trendy right now. So the 2 most iconic shades will be at the top. Let's start taking a look at the new shades. So this is Berry right here. It is the same packaging, just a little darker so you can see it compared to the pink. The Berry shade is quite deep. It's gonna be interesting to see how this looks on my skin tone. It feels a little softer. I don't know if this is how my old formulations felt when I first got them, but I got a good amount of pigment right away from this. It almost swatches patchy, but these Dior blushes have never swatched good, but they've always applied beautifully. So that's Berry. This is Rosewood, which is the one I was the most excited for. I'm really happy because these shades seem to be a lot deeper, which I think is going to be more flattering for different skin tones, not just the first 2 shades, which were quite light. So that is Rosewood. None of these look similar to one another so far, which is fantastic. Next we have Cherry, which almost looks kind of watermelon-y to me in person. It even looks a bit more vibrant in person. And Cherry is much more red than the coral shade as well. And the last shade that we have is Mahogany, which I don't own a blush that looks like this because naturally, not intended for my skin tone. I want to see what this looks like on me though. Oh my goodness, that's going to be fun to figure out. We're going to leave the lights pretty low so that you can see really how the color picks up on my skin. On my eyes, I do want to add, I have rosewood on the crease, and then I used some of Berry in the outer corner, and it gave me a really pretty purple eye look. I also used, this is no longer available, but the Dior Nude Air Luminizer in Holo Pink on the eyelids to give the glow, but the color base itself, the matte colors, are these blushes. Let's get to applying though. The first shade we're going to do is Berry, which is going to be phenomenal with my eye look. So I'm using a Haley's Beauty blush brush. Picked up pretty easily. I didn't need to press too hard, and I'll have everything about my base linked down below. My skin is lightly powdered, but just lightly with no bronzer because I am going to cover this with foundation for the next shades. So this is really pretty for a berry blush on my skin tone. It looks quite natural. And it applied pretty nice. I felt like it looked a little patchy, but it blended out good. I have an eyelash on my face. This looks like a really natural flush. I'm going to try and build it up. Not because I think it's going to look good, but because I want to see maybe how versatile this can be for skin tones. It does build up. So even though these blushes might swatch not great, it builds up. Now my skin tone, if you have a skin tone match with me, be careful about over layering this because this could also make you look like you landed on the pavement right on your cheek. So be careful or got punched in the face. So if you pick up this color and you're my skin tone, I would be wary about over applying. But with that first layer, it looked really nice. This is a bit too much, but it looks really great. And this shade also got quite deep in the crease, which I thought was really, really cool. So I just wiped off the brush. We're going to go in with Rosewood, which is the shade that I was most excited about. This one is definitely more up my alley. So I'm going to pat in there a few times. Really no fallout with the product. Pretty light in pigment. This is a very, very natural layer. I'm going to build it up. So these blushes definitely apply on the softer side. But this blush is totally right up my alley. I did have to go in a couple times, so it's not heavy on the pigment at all. And I don't want to speak too soon because it took a little bit for my pink blush to get hard panned, but I don't notice any signs of hard pan coming anytime soon. So hopefully that has to do with the new formulation. But it is lighter in pigment like the other formulations, but not an issue for me. I love this one. This one's probably going to end up being my favorite because it is a very flattering undertone for me. So we have Berry and then Rosewood. So I'm going to layer a little bit of my Dior Forever foundation over top to cover the blush. We'll put a little bit of powder over top as well because I don't want the blushes to stick to the face and not be blendable. Because normally if I'm using a powder blush, there is a little bit of powder. I feel like this side of my cheek, since the color was darker, I need an extra layer of foundation. Then I'm using a little bit of my Makeup Forever powder, just here on the center parts of my face. Okay, next round, I'm going to use my Patrick Ta for Face 2 brush to apply some of Cherry. This one looks really fun for summer if I can pull it off. So 2 taps, that's what it looks like on the brush. Ooh, this is prettier than I thought. I was worried. I felt like this could go in a very bad direction. But I mean, I love this blush. I've always loved this blush. And I know some people say it's not worth it, and it's $40, you know. It could very easily not be worth it. These are formulas and colors that I've always reached for. And that is beautiful. Fun for summer. I did not think I would like this color as much. I was a little worried. I'm gonna go in with a second tap just to see the buildability. With these new shades, definitely more friendly for a lot more skin tones. If you have a deeper complexion, please let me know if you've picked up these blushes, particularly Mahogany. I want to know how these looked on your skin because they're going to look very different on me, but I think Cherry is my second favorite. So definitely Rosewood first, then Cherry. Okay, I don't know how Mahogany is going to look on me. I don't think it's going to be very nice, but I'm going to do it for the sake of the video because this looks like an eyeshadow for me, but let's see. I wiped the excess pigment off of the brush. Just gonna go in with this just to see. I did one tap. You can see the imprint of the Dior. That's so funny. Oh no. This one is not for me. I'm gonna try and keep it really, really light. I look a little dirty with this shade. Do I dare go back in? Maybe let me try. I'm gonna use this Hourglass brush. Let's see. I'm gonna keep it towards the back. Okay, yeah, no. This one is not gonna work out for me. I purchased it just to experiment with because I was so excited about this launch overall, but it looks patchy on my skin tone. It makes me look dirty. I mean, the best way for me to use it, one would be to keep it lower, almost as a contour shade, and then blend it with another blush, but that does not look very cute. So Mahogany is a no for me. If you have a deeper complexion, please let me know how this worked. For me, since I have it, I would not recommend purchasing this if you have my skin tone, but since I do have it, this will work best just like this. You see how that just deepened everything and made it look nice in the crease? I honestly might even just gift this to somebody that this might look better on because it's not for me whatsoever, but that did work really nicely in the crease. Okay, so I kind of did the complete face. I used my Tande Chanel, I used my Dior Holo Pink Luminizer, and I'm back to having Berry and then Rosewood on this cheek because I just filmed the swatches for TikTok. But overall, I'm really, really happy with the range of the 4 new shades. I feel like all of them look different and bring something different to the cheek. From what I can tell, I feel like it is an improved formula, though with the hard pan, time can really only tell. But so far, it doesn't feel like that's gonna happen. But we'll see. I feel like the shades are definitely more appropriate for a wider range of skin tones because I did feel like with the coral and the pink, it was quite limited because both of these were very, very light. I like how all 4 of the new shades also are not even close to these 4. I like the application. Now, for my skin tone, Mahogany is a big fat no, but I think the other 3 are great in order from most favorite to least favorite. Number 1, Rosewood. Number 2, Cherry. Number 3, Berry. Number 4, Mahogany, which is kind of how I thought that would go. But I wanted to try all 4 for you today, and I really like how soft and natural these look on the cheek. I like how they have a very natural finish. They aren't super duper matte, but they also don't have any shimmer in them whatsoever. They do have a very skin-like finish to them, and I'm just really, really happy that they finally launched the new ones. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with these to put it all together in a nice little bow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Make sure you like it and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and I will catch you tomorrow. I just had a Sephora order come in with like 3 different blush formulas. So many blush formulas have launched recently, so I'll be playing with some of those tomorrow. And I think I'll probably do like a roundup of all the new blushes eventually. But anyways, catch you guys later. Have a good one.